Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you guys got some good rest. And those of you on the other side of the world had a nice day. I actually had a very nice sleep because when we got back from Europe, I was still jet lagged for a couple days. I slept like 4 hours one day, 2 hours last night. So yesterday I was a little bit jacked up, but the late afternoon, and I had today a beautiful sleep. So I am rested and ready to go. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed the session yesterday. It was so much fun. It was so much great information. All of our amazing speakers, I think, did a beautiful job. They brought some very important concepts and ideas. So I hope you circled it up, put those stars like we talked about it, circled up those ideas that you want to start implementing and the order you're going to implement those ideas. So today we have another 3 hours of powerful training from my badass girlfriends and most powerful women in our profession. So Jessie Lee will be talking first. She will be covering the how to build a culture in your team. Then we have Sarah Zalaki, who will be talking about how to build, how to work a 4-week game plan. And we have Emily Vavra talking about tips of mastering your energy, becoming memorable, and attracting people into your business. So, and then I will offer some of my final thoughts as well. So before Jessie Lee comes on board, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit on the comparison. You know, we were just in Europe for 3 weeks. First of all, we never had the ability to go for 3 weeks anywhere. This was the first time. This was very unusual for us. It was a big stretch for us. But, you know, what was that? I think like 3 or 4 years ago, whenever Magic Johnson spoke at our event, before that, we did the interview with him at the Lakers stadium, and he shared one of the concepts. He says, like, I'm taking a month of August off, and I'm just taking my family, and I'm spending that time on a yacht in the south of France. I'm cruising Italy and doing all that stuff. And I was just like, wow, the entire month. I was like, this is insane. How can you do that? I was like, I don't know, if I leave my business for 5 days, what's going to happen? And then I heard, but the idea was absolutely, you know, sexy and exciting. And I was like, man, if I ever can get to that point, that would be, you know, pretty powerful. So then later I had a conversation with one of our neighbors who talked about that he's doing 2 months in the summer because we live in Vegas, and in Vegas it's really hot, and he's trying to escape the heat. And because of that, he takes his family, he spends some time with his wife alone, and then he brings his kids, spends the time with the kids. They travel Europe, doing all kinds of fun stuff, hiking, biking, doing whatever they want to do as a family, and then he comes back. So the idea of standing for much longer somewhere away and enjoying the time with the family was super cool to me. And this was the first time we had the ability to do that. But guess what? Both of those people who gave me that idea, it's not that they just work for a little bit and then they take months off or 2 months off. Magic Johnson wakes up at 4 a.m. At 4:30, he's already in the gym. And by 5 or 6 a.m., he's already in the office and doing his work. Same thing with my friend. He is probably one of the hardest working guys I know. He travels the world because he has a big dentist practice. He gets on his plane. I know it's his plane, but still, he flies 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Of course, with Corona, it was a little bit different, but in a basic regular year, he flies 5 days a week and goes to a lot of different offices across the country that he has and works his butt off. So I just wanted to plant you the seed of, you know, be okay to make the sacrifices necessary to get to certain goals. Be okay and understand that the beauty of our business, that we can work from anywhere. If you want to travel the world, if you want to explore beautiful places, all you need is the internet connection. And especially if your company is opening up new country, this is the perfect excuse for you when you're ready to go there and build a network and see the sites and at the same time do your business. Because as long as you have people and internet connection, you can do your business. So I'll continue on that thought when we will be wrapping up. Jesse's ready, so I don't want to steal any more of her time. So ladies and gentlemen, you've seen this woman. She is a powerhouse. She is a true badass. I've seen this girl from, when I met her for the first time, she was already wildfire. But I saw there was so much more potential in her. And I knew that she was, even though she thought she's a cool chick, and she is, and she was playing big and doing a lot of amazing things, which she was, I thought that this woman gonna make history in our profession. She will be, she was and still is such an innovator. She works her butts off. I haven't seen another person working also as hard as she does. So there's so much stuff that you can learn from her. And with all of her success that she's enjoying today, I also know she's still warming up. She's still playing small, and there is so much more that she will impact this world and impact our profession, that one day when they write the history books about network marketing, her name definitely will be in it. So ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Lee. Hey Jessie, how are you doing today?
God. I'm so good. Thank you. You always do that to me, right when I think I've got it going on. No, I'm kidding. It's important that all of us, not just me, remember that the limit really doesn't exist in network marketing. And, I love so many of our memories. I know, that you probably know what I'm going to share, but I'll never forget standing outside of Beyond Leadership. And I think I had to fly somewhere, and it was only like one decent flight that I had to take. So I could only be at Beyond Leadership. I was missing 2 days or something. And you were like, so when are you getting a plane? I was like, oh my God. Oh God. I think I was, 29 or something at the time that you said it. And it's just amazing how, now it's like, if I really wanted to go get one with the amount of money I make because of this profession, I could go get one right now. And it's incredible.
So go get it. Stop finding excuses why you're not doing it. Go get it, girl. Come on.
Look at everyone. This is Marina being a good bully. This is positive bullying. It just shoves you in the right direction. Oh God. Yeah, I know. I need that. Once I start traveling again, like I was, for sure it has to happen. So I'm excited and blessed. So
fine. Well, Jessie, the floor is yours, and teach them how to build the culture. And I'll see you guys in an hour.
Yay. All right. Well, first of all, hello, everybody. What's going on? My name is Jessie Lee. You can call me #BossLee. I actually wore the shirt today. I hardly ever remember to wear it, but I thought, I'm going to wear the shirt. So I'm really honored to be here. And the reason I want to start with that is I know what it's like to be you. And I say that because I might not know exactly what it's like to be you as a person. By the way, you can drop in the chat maybe where you're watching from. That'd be cool to see, because it looks like we have a lot of diversity going on over here. But I do know what it's like to feel like you're trying to fit in somewhere. And I do know what it's like to feel like you're new and you're scared and you're not entirely sure where this business can go. And maybe you're trying to get your footing together and you're trying to make it your own. And I use all those words to say that's one of my favorite things about the network marketing profession, is that every single one of you can make this whatever you want it to be. Okay. And that's where culture comes in. And all I'm really trying to say about that is, if you don't like something about your business, understand you have the ability to make your business whatever you want your business to look like. If you want a team that everybody has colored hair, you can do that. If you want a team where everybody, uses the internet only, you can do that. If you want a team where everybody builds in person, though it might be a little more difficult right now, you can do that. Whatever it is you want, whatever you want to be known for, you can do all those things. So I do have a PowerPoint presentation I'm going to go through, which we all know Jessie Lee is the worst with technology. If you don't know, now you know, but I'm going to try that. But there are actually things that I want to, that are in addition to this PowerPoint that I do want to start with. And some of you might be thinking this isn't that important, Jessie Lee. Like, why does it actually matter that I build a culture? Why does it, like, what's the big deal? And so I will tell you, everybody's looking for where they belong. And if you can create something that is so loud and so big and so obvious that it starts to draw the masses, you're able to create whatever it is you want. People, I know people have said this, so I'll say it too. People are not actually joining your business. They're not actually joining your company. They're not actually trying to sell your product, although they will do all these things. What they're doing is they're looking for somebody that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And when I say they're looking for people that they know, like, and trust, it's not even just you anymore. It's, do they see themselves in your organization? Do they see themselves as a human, as their best version of themselves, growing and developing into a better person with you? That's what this is about. That's why culture is important. You want something people latch onto. And so I didn't put this in the presentation, but I really want to share it with you because it's something that I've adopted over the last couple of, maybe like 9 months or something like that. And I feel like it's been forever since I saw my good friend Marina. It hasn't been that long, but you know, we're in this time warp. Wow, 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 wow. Anyway, and I really want to talk about this. And I want to talk about core values. Write that down. Hopefully you're taking notes. I'm sure you are, because we don't trust a long memory. We trust a short pencil, right? But what are your core values? And all you really need to know is, what do you want to be known for? What do you want your organization to be known for? What do you want people to associate you with? Does this make sense to everybody? You can throw a yes in the chat. Because let me tell you something. I can't see your beautiful faces. I wish I could. So thank you for chatting in the chat because it gives me energy. Okay. I'm going to guess I don't look like Celeste. I don't look like Cherie. I don't look like Mary. I don't look like Janie. I don't look like Lilani. I don't look like Melissa. I don't look like Tina. I don't look like Eduarda. I don't look like Teresa. I don't look like Amber. I don't look like Joy. I don't look like Sonia. I don't look like Astrid. I don't look like Natalie. But my number one core value is empathy. So we don't need to look alike. And we don't need to talk alike. And we don't need to speak the same language. And we don't need to come from the same country. And we don't need to have the same political beliefs. And we don't need to have the same religious beliefs. And we don't need to have the same cultural beliefs in our day-to-day. But I see you. And I want to know you. And when you look at our organization with our number one core value being empathy, I actually you don't have to pick the word empathy as your core value, and maybe you're not empathetic at all, so it's not fitting you at all, but this is a group of women. So I'm going to guess a lot of you are resonating with the word empathy. I want you to think with somebody who has gone through life and never felt like they were heard, might think about your company and your organization if they thought to themselves, well, I don't look anything like her, but she makes me feel safe. She makes me feel understood. She makes me feel like I can be me. She makes me feel like I matter. And when it comes to culture, that's always going to be number one for me. Now, when it comes to core values, I want you to decide on a couple of things that work really well for you, that fit what matters to you and to your heart. And here's how you are going to decide whether or not you do something in your business. It should be the decision maker for if you say yes to something or if you say no to something. Anything. You need to figure out what your core values are. And from your core values, what I want you to do is anytime somebody presents you with something, ask yourself, does it fit inside of our core values? So if somebody presented me with an opportunity to talk for you, all of you, with Most Powerful Women, with this accelerator program, with this badass panel, with Marina Worre, I think to myself, does that fit inside of core values? Well, one of our core values is excellence. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say fits inside of that one. Okay. Fits inside of that one. I'm going to go ahead and show up for the excellent Marina Worre and the Worre family and the Network Marketing Pro community. And I'm going to show people a standard of excellence. Does that make sense? So if somebody says something to you like, well, maybe you choose a core value of, I don't know, integrity. Okay. Let's say you choose integrity as a word, right? Really great value. And somebody says, oh, hey, I've been talking to Janie about joining the company, but then I found you, Jessica, and, I was just wondering, is there a special deal you'll give me if I join you instead of Janie? That would not be in alignment with a core value of integrity. The answer would be no. That is not in alignment with who I am in the organization I run. Your rep is Janie. You'll love her. And then you edify Janie, give it back to Janie, and do the right thing, right? Now, maybe you get the point. So in exercise, I would love for all of you to do when we leave here today, because I'm going to give you a lot to do probably, but this is a really important one. Figure out what maybe your 3 to 5 core values of your organization are. Okay. Figure out what your 3 to 5 core values of your organization are. And if you don't know, go ask your social media for some words. Go ask your social media, hey, when you think of some of the best businesses, what are some really awesome business practices that you see that you resonate with? Would you share those with me and see what you get? Okay. All of these things are super important. And I really find that if anytime I do something, I look back at what I'm doing and I say, does this fit in alignment with what I want the culture of my organization to be? Everything is more powerful. Okay. So now is where Jessie Lee is going to really try to share a PowerPoint, and we're going to hope that it works because, guys, I am just not it when it comes to whatever this is. So we're going to go. And we're going to, I don't even know what is this. Is it doing a thing? I don't know. I feel like my computer is crashing. So that's always good. Okay. All right. So if you guys can let me know in the chat if this is working, that would be awesome, because actually I don't even know if my chat's working properly, because I really think something's wrong with my computer. You would think top burner in network marketing, she's got it going on. No, I don't. Look, here we go. No, already screwing up. Here we go. All right. Now the chat's in the center of my screen. So I'm just going to hope I can see through the chat. I am so good at this. Okay. Content is king. You've probably heard this, and I will tell you, I'm a content machine. I assume all of you do not follow me, and that is not a problem. But I will tell you, I am a content monster. All right. I produce more content in the network marketing space than anyone that I know of. I put out a podcast every single day. I post on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at least 3 times a day. I do my YouTube channel. I do everything. I am a monster. I do about 25 to 50 Instagram and Facebook stories a day as well. I am a monster when it comes to content. And I will tell you, that is absolutely how I scaled my business. So if you are somebody who you want to build a big business, if you want to build a big business, drop big business in the chat for me. Okay. Big business in the chat for me. I will tell you, you've got to put out more content. You guys, I love all of you and appreciate all of you so much. This business is not difficult. This business is not hard. This business is going to take you putting content out, though. This business is going to take you showing up every day, not on days that are convenient to you. I apologize. You don't even know, but I'm just going to apologize because I was late. You don't even know I was late because Marina's so perfect. I build such an enormous business. I had an emergency call for my business for our European corporate office, which I am super involved in. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but I have to do this. I have to take this call. I'll be there. But I build big business. My business, because of how much content I produce, while being in alignment with my culture is why I've personally recruited in 28 countries. And I don't say that to impress any of you. Okay. Maybe some of you have recruited in more countries than 28. Okay. I say that to you because the content was the king. The content allowed people everywhere from Spain. I see some of our Spanish team on here. I see some of our Dutch team on here. I see some of my Belgian team on here. I see some of our German team on here. I see y'all. Okay. I see the Americans, I see all you guys. Like, you found me because I put out so much content. And then it was in alignment with who you are culturally, right? So yes, I need all of you to put out more content. It will make you more badass. All right. And that's what this training's about, right? But the culture is the queen. And so this is actually a team event we put on, 811 people, obviously pre-coronavirus, just a personal event that I put on my dime. Eric recorded an incredible video for us for this event, actually. But at any rate, so you can see that there's some big culture going on here. I love all this. Okay, so culture, write this down if you're taking notes. Culture is happening whether you create it or whether you let someone else create it for you. So what do you want the culture to be? I already told you about core values, but what else matters to you, right? What else matters to you? Are you going to be the leader, or are you going to let other people dictate how your organization is run? Are you going to be the person who says, this is how we do things here? Or are you going to be the person who lets other people shove you around? I made a decision for where I wanted our team to go. I made a decision for how I wanted our team to speak to each other. I made a decision for how I wanted people inside of our team to operate at a different standard and change the way network marketing is viewed, because I took it as a very clear assignment from Eric Worre. He said, we need to do better as a network marketing profession. He said this to me almost 5 years ago, and I took it like it was my life mission. I want everybody to understand that this is a real profession. I want everybody to understand we are building big business. And it has to start with you making the decision of what you want your culture to be, instead of letting other people, whether it's your upline, your company, your husband, your wife, your friends, your sidelines, your whatever, determine what it's going to be for you. I made the decision for what I wanted people to think about when they thought about our organization. So what matters to you, right? Determine your vision. We already kind of went through this. I wrote down a couple more words for you. So maybe you want to be known for love. Maybe you want to be known for come as you are. Everyone's welcome. Maybe you want to be known for a family environment, right? Build everything around this. Here's numero uno. I know we're translating into Spanish, so there must be a lot of Spanish speakers on here. I love it. It starts with you. People watch what you do. This might sound kind of strange. I don't know if it's going to sound strange or not, but I tell people all the time, I'm like, are you just letting words fall out of your mouth hole? Or is that actually how you feel about stuff? Let me give you an example. Okay. And if you're European, this is not going to make sense to you, or you're just going to have like a life epiphany for a quick second. You'll understand. Okay. Let's get some audience participation. Okay. In the chat, let me know if you would like an international organization. Drop a yes in the chat for me. Jessica does, Cindy does, Barda, Deborah, Siobhan, Rosalito, Yukiko, Nawal, Annalisa, Carol. All right, it's going fast, going very fast now. Okay. Is there anyone who doesn't? Is anyone crazy and you just want to stay in your country? Let me just stay in my little zone. No? Okay, good. I was just hoping. All right. Let me tell you why I ask that. The reason I ask if you want an international organization is, what are you doing to prove that? And I say this because if you're American and you're on here, there is a 50% chance you do not own a passport. What? I know international, anybody outside of America right now is having their minds being blown. 50% of American citizens do not own a passport. Crazy. Okay. Crazy. Nuts. However, they have the audacity to tell people they want an international organization. How can you say you want an international organization and you can't even get on an airplane and go to France? You can't even get on an airplane and go to Sweden. You can't get on an airplane and go to Greece. You can't get on an airplane and go to Mexico. You can't get on an airplane and fly to London or Scotland or Ireland or Germany or Austria or Hungary or wherever the heck in the world y'all are from. What are you talking about? How are you even gonna go to Canada? Are you gonna sneak over there? Are you gonna swim? Are you gonna swim over to Europe like getting a rowboat? Okay, you're gonna get in a little dinghy. Okay, no, you're literally never. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I didn't mean like swim to Canada, but then I started thinking about it. I don't know. I started thinking back about Europe. All right, I'm obsessed with Europe. All right. Anyway, it starts with you. People are watching what you do. They're watching your energy. If you want a culture of high energy, they're watching your feet. They're not watching your lips. Yeah, they hear the words that are coming out of your mouth, but it starts with you. It's all starting with you. All right. So how are you different? What makes you stand out? This photo you're looking at is one of our top leaders. She is hitting so there are 10 ranks in my company. She's hitting the 8th rank. That is a big deal. Okay. Big deal. I had her drive down. She didn't know how close she was. I had her log out of her back office, had her drive down 6 hours. Her husband actually surprised her. He said that they were going to go. That's her husband behind her. He was like, "Oh, babe, we're going to go to the store." All right. Yeah. Okay. And then it was like a 6-hour drive to the store and she ended up at my house. All right. But I wanted to be with her when she celebrated. And after this happened, this is somebody who said, she had said, "I can't recruit. I can't sell. Nobody wants to join me. I'm broken." You know, maybe some of you on here have felt like that before. I know I've felt like that before. Okay. She came down here watching her have this moment. And then we obviously maybe embraced and we were sobbing together, right? It doesn't even matter what I'm saying. Like the words that are falling out of my mouth right now, like whatever. Some of you are really analytical and you're writing down every word, and our poor translators are trying to keep up with me. You know, God bless you. Oh my Lord. I hope this is translating well into Spanish. Okay. You will remember how my energy makes you feel. Okay. It doesn't matter the actual words that I'm saying. You are going to remember how I make you feel. And so how do you want people in your organization to feel? Because if you're somebody, some of you need me to smack you across the face with this one, okay? Some of you are out there assigning tasks, and then you're going to have your egos be hurt when somebody passes you. And let me tell you something. I pray for the day somebody on our team out recruits me. I pray for the day somebody on our team outsells me. I pray for the day somebody on our team goes right past me in influence. I wish, I pray. I say that because I don't want to manage these people. I want these people to have opportunities to shine. And if you want to build a strong culture, create opportunities for people to shine in tasks that they excel at. We all have different God-given gifts, talents, skills, and convictions. Don't try to make everybody fit inside of your box, inside of your bucket. The reason I've been so, like when Marina said, I'm going to go down in the history book, I was crying over here. My camera wasn't on yet. Okay. But like, I think about that because the only reason that I will go down in any history book is not because of how much I've sold. Some of you need to hear this. It's not because of how much I've sold. And it's not because of how many people I've recruited. It's because of how many people whose light I've let shine. That is how you go down in history books. That is how your name lives on. And I want to say that to you because network marketing is a relationship business. It is. Some of you want to know how to scale your business from $10,000 a month or wherever you are to millions of dollars a month. Our organization does over $100 million in sales a year. Well over $100 million in sales a year, like almost $150 million last year. How do you have a 9-figure business? You get a 9-figure business by caring about people. Some of you are so stuck on the tactics. You're so stuck on, what do I say? What do I do? Let people shine as who they are, and it will happen for you too. So you want to make your culture the best, you better communicate. Like I said, you got to appreciate people for who they are. You have to encourage. You need more teachers. It can't be all about you. You are going to pigeonhole yourself if everything has to be about you. Collaboration is currency. I don't know why I didn't write that down here. You should write that down. Collaboration is currency. Me knowing that I sit here on a call with you at 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, and God knows how many meetings are going on around the world in my organization that I don't have to do anything for right now anymore is unbelievably freeing. It is because of the collaboration. It's because I've never been okay, hold on now. I've lied to you. I used to be it's a Wednesday. Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank you for saving me, Diana, because I really thought it was a Tuesday. I would have missed my Eric Worre Next Level Mastermind. I'm kidding. I have a calendar. It would have set off an alarm. All right. But anyway, thank you. Now I'll be there. Okay. It's Wednesday for real? Oh my gosh, I really thought it was Tuesday. I had myself convinced it was Tuesday. Okay, so happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for putting me back on track. Okay. Oh, wow. That's not even a joke. When you know network marketing is the greatest of all time? You know network marketing is the greatest of all time when you literally have no idea what day of the week it is. I love when people go, am I going to see you on Friday? I'm like, can you speak in days, please? And they're like, what? I'm like, day on a calendar. Okay, I know this is the 11th. That's all I know. Happy Wednesday. Okay, sorry. I digress. I did not know. Okay, but this one right here, where you praise what you want more of and you ignore what you don't, has saved me so many arguments. And I know some of you on here, I don't know if you can see my camera anymore, if you're just staring at the presentation, maybe you can see like a little bit of me or something, but like I'm shaking my finger at you, okay? Because some of you, I know this, your organization is not building because you are getting down in the gutter with people. Thank you, Genevieve. You're getting down in the gutter with people. Okay. If you're fighting with our team, it's not that I'm trying to ostracize you. It's that I'm trying to preserve these little angels that are wonderful. Okay. So I don't have an interest in climbing down in the gutter with you and cussing people out and, de-edifying the company, the product, or the profession. I don't have any interest in climbing down in the sewer, playing with the rats, singing Ratatouille songs or whatever, and finding out all the drama of the business. I don't care. Instead, I want to praise the Francises and the Eulas and the Dianas for showing up. I want to praise the people who are hitting core rank. I want to praise the people who are doing the assignments. I want to praise the people that get their passports. I want to praise the people who are on Zoom trainings. I want to praise the people who are helping out the organization. I want to praise the people and put them on a pedestal when I know the day sucks. I know their energy's low. And they're doing it anyway. I see you. You're here. And you can't do that if you're down in the gutter. Get out of the gutter. I don't know who needs me to say that to you, but your culture will suffer if every single time the drama llamas show up, you jump down in there and you swim around in the sewer with them. Be fast to say, I'm not here for this. A little tip for that is stay hydrated. Okay, you guys can see me. So I just want to make sure you all see I'm always highly hydrated. When drama comes to me, I'm like, do you see how much I drink? I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go. Sorry, I'll be right back. I'm not coming back. All right. I'm not coming back. All right. So, the problem here is that this chat really is in the center of my screen. I don't really know what this says, so I'm just going to guess what my notes say. All right. Imagery is important. So this little thing right here, if you don't know, this is actually, I stole it from a sorority. There's a sorority called Zeta Tau Alpha. And I basically mimicked this whole crown thing. This is a crown, all right? It's not antlers, it's a crown, all right? Our team name is the Empire. Imagery is important, right? People want to be associated with something. I can't tell you how many people I've recruited that are like, I just wanted to throw a crown up. I'm like, really? They're like, I swear I saw all these photos with these crowns in the hands and I wanted to do it. I'm like, cool. So this is obviously me in Germany. Some of you are German on here. I saw that. Oh my God, I missed it. Look at my Schloss in the background. All right. So whoop, my cursor is not working. So like I understand how to move a chat. Logically, it's just not working right now. Oh God, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So back to this. You guys got me jumping all over the place. I think it says scripts as my first thing. This is important. All right. It's important that you use scripts because people can then follow a flow. Have people use shortcuts in their telephone. I found a really awesome app called Wordboard. If you want to write that down, Wordboard. It keeps me super organized. You can share the board with people so everybody has the same scripts as well. And then you all stay in cultural alignment. The ad tag message system, I'm sure you're familiar with it. I created that, 6 years ago now? Crazy. I feel like the whole profession uses it now. I love it. Okay. That's important because again, it is a cultural standpoint, right? You add people to one group. You all tag in the same thing. You send the same scripts. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Everything all at the same. Okay. I'm going to kind of fly through here because I've been like adding in extra stuff and I don't want to run out of your guys' time. Okay. So selling in general around culture, all of this stuff is going to help you guys. All this is going to help you. What is the story you're telling? What is the value you're adding? Are you using words like limited edition if you have limited edition stuff, right? Is your follow-up designed so that everybody has the same culture, right? What is the culture? Do you show people? What did I say? I said your culture is going to be determined based off of what you do. People see me do this every single flipping day. They say, oh, that's awkward. That's my XXX, whatever. That's fine. All right. That one's Ukrainian. We deported him. Okay. Oh, geez. What a timely. I should have double checked this. Can I go back one slide? No, we're not going back one slide, Mandy. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. We're not going to go back. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's go back into the presentation. Okay. Back into the presentation. All right. I've gone through other countries at this point. All right. We've moved on. All right. Eric Worre is on a husband hunt for me. It's great. It's awesome. Okay. You don't need to see selling again. No, not important. Not important. Here we go. Let's go into this. Okay. Again, I can't see everything on the screen, but I'm just going to tell you things that matter to me. All right. If somebody talks to you, respond. And I'm not even just talking about like this. I'm not even just talking about somebody in a chat. If somebody Facebook messages you or somebody comments on your stuff, respond, right? Now, this next one is really important. And it's so timely that I do this presentation with you guys because I have another one of these going out today, right? So I have another one of these favorite things, which I'm going to explain, going out to my personal recruits today because it's been 6 months since I sent out the last one. My favorite things Google document is what I recommend. So write that down. My favorite things Google document. And all you want to do is you make sure you have their name, phone number, email. Can you guys hear my neighbor playing guitar or something? What is going on? What in the tarnations? All right. Phone number and mailing address. Okay. So all of their information. And then I want you to ask them what their favorite things are. So find out their favorite store to shop in, find out their favorite flower, find out their favorite perfume, find out their favorite or their shoe size, their shirt size, Find out their favorite colors, find out their love languages, find out the store that they would never shop in, find out what their birthday is, find out what their partner's names are if they have them, find out what their, if they like silver or if they like gold, find out, if their ears are pierced, right? Find out all kinds of stuff about these people. Why? Further down the list, you see the word incentives. Well, let me tell you something. Everybody runs for different stuff. So as an example, if I know that you love to travel because you said that you would like a gift you would love would be, travel gift cards or something like that. And I know your favorite airline to fly on is Emirates, right? I can really cater incentives to you. I can mail something to Melissa or Olu. Surprise! I just wanted to make sure you were all paying attention. I told you something was wrong with my laptop. I think you guys thought I was joking. I wasn't joking. Oh my gosh, it literally just broke. Like MacBook, yeah, surprise, Shawty. Okay, yeah, I don't know what just happened. So I was saying something around the idea of is so tragic. Can you believe that just happened to us? Oh my gosh. Well, that's okay. We're adaptable. Whew, I'm schwitzing. Now I'm like literally sweating. That is like terrible. Okay, it's okay. We can get it together. All right. I know where I was. Don't worry. Okay. So what I was saying though, is you can then run incentives that are specifically around what those people want, right? If there's a random contest you run, right? Like a totally random contest you run and Karen wins. I can't reshare anything. I'm on a telephone now. So if the laptop decides to come back from the dead, yes. And I will send the presentation over to Marina. Don't worry. We'll get it all over to you guys because right now we're in a special hell right now called Jessie Lee and Technology. Don't get along. All right. Anyway, so think about it though. Like, let's do this together. How many of you have a favorite flower? And if you do, what is your favorite flower? Ooh, a lot of rose fans. That's interesting. See, you guys would get along with the Worries very well because in their house, I'm pretty sure they either really like roses or somebody thinks they like roses. So their house is their beautiful house. Have you seen their home, by the way? Wow. Okay. Their home is full of those forever roses. Like, you know what I mean? The ones that don't die. They have tons of them. So anyway, mine's a peony in case anyone's wondering. Nobody asked, but I'm just letting you know. Okay. So you guys know what your favorite flowers are. Can you imagine? For those of you, there were some tulips in there. I saw that somebody said flowers in general. I love it. Orchids, etc. Okay. Can you imagine if when you hit top rank or whatever your next rank is or whatever, or maybe you had a great sales month, instead of a random set of flowers coming, maybe you hate roses, maybe you hate lilies, right? Your favorite flower always shows up. Like I want you to think for a minute how it would make you feel. You would probably actually think that it's a series of coincidences if the culture is built correctly, right? You'd be like, what? Hold on a minute. How does she always know? How'd she know silver, not gold? I like gold, actually, okay? How did she know that my dream car is whatever? How did she know that I love leopard print? How did she know that I love whatever, right? You might start to catch on that there's something culturally in there. And the reason I use that word culture there is because of it's an actual image that hangs in my company's corporate office. And it says Jessie Lee Ward. And then it says, people don't leave where they're loved. People don't leave where they're loved. And for any of you who have ever felt unappreciated in a business or unappreciated in a job or unappreciated in a relationship, when you are appreciated, doesn't it just feel different? I'm going to answer it for you. Yes, it feels so different. Those of you who've been in really bad relationships, when you get in a good relationship, you're like, dear God, I have been missing out on a lot. Like, holy smokes, the bar was set way down here. I didn't even know it. right? And then you get into a business with a sponsor that appreciates you, with a company that appreciates you, with whatever it is. And you're like, I'm not going anywhere. They could literally pay me less and I'm not going anywhere, right? Like that is when you know something is, you're onto something, okay? Now, on that culture building slide, what it also mentions is I mentioned events. And I know it can be difficult right now, obviously, to do events, to have events. I want to tell you a couple of things that I do when it comes to Zooms that have totally shifted the culture of even a Zoom call. Because I remember over a year ago now, Eric said on a Next Level Mastermind call, he said, you guys, I'm seeing it every day now. People are starting to get Zoom fatigue. Have any of you experienced that? Have any of you experienced Zoom fatigue? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like where you're just like living on Zooms all the time and your upline or your company or your whoever is like, okay, it's time for another Zoom. And you're kind of like, oh, another Zoom with them. They're so boring. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say our team does not experience Zoom fatigue, possibly because this is Jessie Lee. Okay. But there's a certain flow I do around this. Okay. Number one, I drive to Zooms like they're events. Okay. So the invites to the Zooms, the, Telegram services to the Zooms, the Jessie Lee show. Yes, Leilani, I love it. Okay. It's a big event. Like you don't want to miss out on blah, 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 blah. Now hold on a second. I need you to actually have really good Zooms though. Like your culture. Okay. You spent money to be part of this, right? Like, don't I have a paid crowd right now? Like, hey, okay. Be smart about this. Put together trainings based off of the words that are coming out of my mouth, or the words that are coming out of any of my friends' mouths, the words that came out of Marina Worre's mouth. I guarantee you could put a training together based off of that. I know you can, right? So that's first of all. Now, so my Zooms are very planned. Everything's planned, but then it's a show. So here we go. I open all of our big Zooms with a dance party, a 15-minute dance party. Okay. Now you don't have to do this. I'm not saying like it's a scheduled Zumba thing. Okay. We have a playlist. All right. And you can do whatever you want. I don't care. But we have a playlist, and everybody that shows up early to the Zoom, I spotlight 9 people that are dancing. Now, I mentioned that empathy is one of my core values. Well, that would indicate that diversity matters to me. So I scroll through and I find people that look different. I find different genders, different races, different cultures, different clothing attire, different ages, everything. So we have 9 different groups of people dancing on the screen to whatever that day's playlist is. Then right on the dot, I open the call. Right on the dot, I open the call. But hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, who's dancing now, right? I open the call to turn it over to a host. Okay. So this is important because culturally, if you're trying to build a big culture where people feel like they're part of something, I'm giving you the blueprint. Is this useful? Are you guys learning from this? Or are you like, oh, why am I learning about dance parties? I just want to gauge the audience. Okay. So I'll make sure you're learning. Okay. So inside of that, I turn it over to a host. The host hosts the call for the entire month. Okay. So one person, 4 Zooms. Okay. They open the call. They go over, first of all, core rank. Okay. Well, they do a big welcome thing, right? So like a big, exciting welcome. Welcome to the call. If you're new, drop new in the comments below. Drop in the chat something you're grateful for today. Drop in the chat where you're from. Let's get this going. Woo! Then they start talking about core rank, which is going to look different from all of our businesses. Then they bring on 1 to 2, it depends on how long the person talks for, 1 to 2 people who hit core rank in the last week. Now, Don't get caught up in your head around that where you're like, oh my God, your business is so much bigger than mine, Jessie Lee. I don't have one person hitting core rank every week. Then do somebody that hit it that month, right? Then do somebody that hit it the last 2 months, whatever. The whole purpose is so people can start seeing themselves as that core rank. They can start seeing themselves as a rising star in the organization. They get to talk in front of 1,000 people. Woo! That's kind of scary, right? Like our team Zooms are big, big, big. Okay. Like we maxed the call, right? So in front of, 800 to 1,000 people, they're on this call and they're telling their prosperity story, how they found the team, the systems that they use, what they're doing with the money, where they came from. Like maybe they were a doctor, maybe they were a soccer mom, maybe they were a nurse, whatever, you get the point. Okay. And so 1 to 2 people, then that host does a mini training. That host does a mini training, which one of my core values being excellence, I need to rise up more leaders, right? Right. Okay. So core value being excellence, I need to develop more leaders who are great orators. You don't become a great orator, aka speaker, by not speaking. So I know I need to put them in situations that make them nervous. So they get the 4 weeks because they're hosting to practice 4 new trainings. Does that make sense? Because the culture of it not being the Jessie Lee show is really important to me. I know I'm a big personality. I've known that my whole life. But what I can promise you is that if you let your ego get in the way of your business and everything has to be about you, your business will never scale. Nobody will want to be part of that culture because that culture is going to look tremendously toxic to people. Nobody is going to want to be part of it. So they train for 10 to 15 minutes and then they turn the call over to Jessie Lee. Okay. So everybody who hits core rank, I read their names off. So sometimes that list could be 200 people long and I just go through that entire core rank list from the last 7 days. And then I go straight into a really powerful training, super high energy. I really give it my all. I don't do half of anything. All right. But for certain, when it's talking about people's businesses and people's lives, I'm all in. The energy is wildly high though. And I say, and not like hyperactive. Some of you might be thinking, oh God, like are her calls like going to make me tired? No, not like that. Like, do you feel tired right now? Or do you feel like, oh, I mean, she's entertaining, but she's really smart. That's probably where you feel, right? That's probably what you're feeling, right? So I say that because if any of you feel like you're on your calls and you're just rambling, what I would promise will work better for you is cut the call time down, right? Cut the call time down. However long it takes you to get the message across is how long your calls can and should be. If it doesn't take an hour to get it done, don't take an hour. If you can get it done in a half hour, get it done in a half hour. If you can get it done in 10 minutes, get it done in 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. It matters what the outcome of the call is. How are you going to show up and build a business around the culture? Because it's going to be really hard for you to build a culture when nobody's showing up to your calls because they're low energy, they're low information, they're drawn out, dragged out, and nobody's getting anything from it. Okay. Now, I'm a big believer in the use of you being the leader that builds out incentives. And here's what I mean by that. Please don't compare your paycheck to mine. That is a good way to leave this call today and feel terrible about yourself. So let's not do that. Okay. But everybody can incentivize people. Okay. When my check was $400 a month, I still did handwritten cards. I went to the dollar store and I bought a box of 10 cards or whatever for $1. And I wrote cards and I mailed them to the team. And I know some people still have those cards from years and years and years ago. The words of affirmation, people are freaking out about it still to this day, right? Don't think it needs to be, Tiffany's necklaces or Rolexes or Birkin bags or, Coach bags or travel expenses or gift cards or any of those things. But what are you doing to recognize your team? I said earlier, don't get down in the gutter with people. I need us to get better as a profession at recognizing what we want to see more of. So if you want people to hit core rank or show up to a call or be present or be mindful or do whatever it is, then how did that happen? Then I need you to start recognizing those things. There's somebody unmuted, by the way. And so I don't know how is that possible, but somebody's unmuted. Help. Okay. And they're like doing dishes. Are you cooking me lunch? I'm hungry. Cook me lunch. Thank you. Thank you so much. Whoever's cooking and baking in the kitchen and you're unmuted. Thank you. I would like a steak, please. All right. Okay. But that goes back to using that my favorite things sheet. How are you running incentives? What are you doing for people? How are you making people feel? And something I love to do is I do love swag. I told you guys about the imagery. I told you about the crowns up, etc. The amount of swag that goes out of my home, well, my headquarters, I have an office. I'm at my office right now. Okay. The amount of swag that goes out of my headquarters office every single day is crazy. And you don't have to do it the way I do it, but I would suggest around events, like how many of you have your you have a company that's doing events again. Does anybody have a company that you're starting to do events again? Like, what if you went to the dollar store and you got notebooks for everybody who's going to the event so that they would have something to take notes in case your company's not handling that, or pens or shirts or hats or whatever. I don't know everybody's paychecks. I don't want to assume that, but our team is freaking branded. Right? Our team has a different culture. Our team has shirts, has logos, has designs, has slogans. We use slogans, crowns up, and the slogan, only the best get crowned all the time. Right? Our team we even got a filter made on Instagram. I'm just giving you ideas. Don't feel like you have to do everything. We had a filter made for our team. So around team events, they can have our trademarked crown on their head in photos on Instagram and Facebook. It literally went viral the last time we did a team event. I got a notification from like Instagram offices. They're like, your thing has been used your filter's been used over 10,000 times in the last hour. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. All right. There's so much you can do around this, but ultimately it comes down to what I said. And what I said was, your culture is whatever you determine it to be. Your culture is exactly how you show up. Your culture is what people think about you and your organization. Your culture is going to help people determine whether or not they want to be part of what you're doing. And so whatever those words are that I gave you an assignment to write down, I need you to start going out into the world in your business and start doing more of that. Use the imagery around the core values. Schedule everything around the core values. Do the calls around the core values. Set up incentives around the core values. Know your people. Love your people. Travel to your people. See your people. Meet them where they are. And I say all those things because let me tell you something. It can be very, very easy, very, very easy to get frustrated. Trust me, I know. I've been doing this a while, right? Don't go there though. You'll end up having more appreciation for people and you'll start to understand that this business is actually not built on the high flyers the more you actually care about people. And I say that because I know a lot of you are the leaders, you're the high flyers in your organization. I just want to make sure you understand the success you've been having is not dictated on those influencers you have. It's not dictated. It has not been dictated on those big, big, whatever you call them, unicorn, diamond, elite, crown princess, whatever's. Okay. It's built on your steady eddies. It's built on the people who come in for the community, stay for the community, make the $1,000 a month, $500 a month, and their life is changed because they feel like they have passion and purpose. And if you can start to make people understand that you see them, there might be a day that something like, I don't know, a coronavirus comes around. Oh, hello, laptop. Nice to join us. There might be a day that something like a global pandemic comes around. There might be a day that somebody loses a job. There might be a day that somebody loses a partner. And all of a sudden they have to go all in on the business. And if you have a strong culture where people feel seen and people feel appreciated and people feel loved, they'll pour right into that organization and they won't go anywhere. And this book, so like, here's an example of swag. Somebody was asking what's swag. And I just looked down. I was like, oh, here's an example. Like, this is just a piece of swag. It's a blender bottle that I gave to people. Right. So I say all those things because culture, I do believe, is the one thing that if we can start to get better as a profession as a whole at, this profession will start to be validated at a whole other level than anything we've ever seen before. We will be validated. People won't be saying anything about you, and people, quite frankly, will want to join you. So I want to give a huge thank you to, of course, Marina and Eric Worre for not only the opportunity to share with you guys today culture, which is so, so important to me, but on top of that, just being truly the two of the biggest influences on my entire life. And I want to just reiterate that because I don't know where all of you are in your business, obviously, but I can tell you that who I was as a person when I met the two of them almost 6 years ago now, almost 5 years ago, is completely different. And so you need to keep getting closer to their fire. You need to stay plugged into what they say to do. And I'm not saying everything that comes out of their mouths is 100% gospel, but I am telling you that every single time I buy a program, every single time I buy a ticket to a GoPro, well, I don't buy a ticket, I buy hundreds of tickets. Every time I join a mastermind of theirs, or I show up to Most Powerful Women, or whatever, I do it all. Okay. I become a better person. And you, even if you're on here and you're like, I don't know if I heard anything new, lies, by the way. I know I taught you new stuff. Okay. Okay. No matter what, if you're like, oh my gosh, like I know that I just have a feeling, that I've heard this before. There will be a day where you realize how much you've changed as a person. And because of Eric and Marina, I look at so many times and I've heard that 1,000 times before. And I go, oh, but it's like part of me now. It's like part of me now. And so keep showing up, even on the days you don't feel like it. Because remember, it's not just about you. It's also about who's watching you. Because your team is watching you. Do they know you're on this call right now? Do they know that you're part of these programs? Do they know you're bettering yourself for them? You should let them know that because it's a really big deal. All of this is a big deal. And I want to appreciate all of you that I know are sacrificing to be on here live. I know there's a lot of mamas and daddies on here and you had to figure out, childcare, to be paying attention. I appreciate you so much. I think moms are superheroes. And I know some of you, it's a weird time zone. You're out there in Europe, or maybe you're in Australia, or maybe you're whatever. Maybe you work third shift and you figured it out to be here. And so I do appreciate all of you. It will be worth it. Don't just take all those notes and let it sit on a shelf and rot away. I challenge all of you to go implement something, and please go figure out your core values. That was my number one assignment for you today. My number one assignment for you today was please figure out your core values and start to make those decisions every single day. If everything you're saying yes to, which is a choice, is closer to your core values, or if it's getting you further away from the business of your dreams. So God bless every single one of you. I do love and appreciate all of you. And I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. My name is Jessie Lee. You can call me #BossLee, and I'm out.
Thank you so much, Jessie. I mean, it's like so much valuable information. And you know what's interesting, because Eric calls Jessie is one of his, perfect students, because she listens, she absorbs the information, and she implements that. And she is speaking in assignments just the same as Eric does. And she is, like she said, a lot of the information you probably heard multiple times. But guess what? Every time you hear the same information, you should not be the same person. You should be already advanced in your personal development. And a lot of the times, even if it's the same thing, it might come out and should come out in a different ear, because now you can hear it differently. Now you can finally say, oh, now I understand what he meant and what she meant when he or she said this or that. So understanding all of those things is important. But I just wanted to also touch on, she leads by example. Remember how many times we talked about that leaders are the problem solvers, right? The computer lost the connection, and she did not get lost. She figured out the way to reconnect again on her phone, and here she is again. We had some noises. It wasn't me, by the way, but we had some noises, and guess what? She didn't lost it. And it was like, oh my gosh, somebody just making a noise, and I'm lost my thought, and blah blah blah, and the energy dropped, and now you kind of like everybody is looking stupid at each other. No, she's a professional. She immediately like, okay, let's go. She made a joke about it, and she continued to roll with it. So these are little things that I would like you guys to pay attention as well, because of course everything that she said is golden nuggets, right? But also pay attention how your leaders behave. Pay attention how they act. Pay attention how they react when things show up out of the blue. And that's a true testament of a leader. That's a true testament of a great student. That's a true testament of a mentor that you should be plugging in and watching what they do. So Jesse, thank you so much. I know that your schedule is absolutely nuts, and you're jumping from a call to call. So I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate pouring into this community and everything you do for our profession and raising the standards, and with your leadership, building the culture in your organization and everybody else you touch through your work. So thank you so much. All right, draw some hearts and some loves to Jessie Lee. And we're going to be moving to our next speaker, who will be Sarah Zalaki. But we're going to have like a 3-minute break so you guys can use the bathroom or do whatever you need, refill your glass of water or whatever needs to happen. So we're going to be coming back in 3 minutes, and Sarah will take the floor.